or you can have long legs. Put your hands on your tummies and just start to be aware of your breath. So we know that even with stretching, we're stretching with awareness of the breath. So take an inhale, notice your belly rises, and exhale, notice your belly falls. We're just going to have a couple of minutes really getting into the breath. So in your yoga practice, your mouth is closed and you inhale and exhale through the nostrils. And if you're really focused on your breath, you'll notice there's a pause in between the inhale and the exhale. See if you can find that pause between the exhale and the inhale. Just really notice now your next 10 inhales and exhales. And now just take a moment to be aware that maybe you're a little bit calmer, a little bit cooler as we focus on our breath. So if you ever want to settle, if you're very stressed or very hot, simple, easy task is to just sit in a chair or on your floor and breathe nice and slowly. Okay, we're starting our stretching. Seated in a chair or laying down, doesn't matter. You're going to draw your right knee to your chest and give it a good squeeze. And stretch the left leg long. It's easy breathing. You're laying down on your mat, you're pushing your left heel away and your left toes are facing to the ceiling. You'll feel the muscles activated in that left leg. And then we'll just simply change sides. So right foot flat onto the mat, left knee into the chest, squeeze it, and stretch that right leg long. Push the heel away, activate the muscles of the right leg, left knee's in flexion, just really easing into our stretching. And then seated in a chair, feet flat on the mat. If you're laying down, knees into chest, have a little rock and roll. Okay, belts to the ready. Do whatever you can with your belt if you're seated in a chair. Take the belt around the ball of the right foot. If you're in a chair, you can just literally stretch out with your belt. If you're laying down on your mat, the right foot is facing to the ceiling. The toes are pointing to your nose. You're not pushing the back of the kneecap out. There's just a softness there at the back of the kneecap. The leg is not straight. Take it a little bit further away from you until the leg is straight. We're trying to get into the hamstrings here. Options always to take that left leg long, make it active, toes pointing to the ceiling again. So just check your right knee is in direction of your right chest. It's not rolling in or rolling out. And we're just staying here for a nice, long and easy stretch into the hamstring. If your knee is bent, take your leg further away from you so you can really connect with the hamstrings. Just super flexible in the hamstrings. It can go straight up to the ceiling, that leg. Breathe. Okay, we're going to take this right leg out to the right. Take a long, deep inhale. And exhale the right leg out to the right. Now we want to keep that left buttock down. So just keep that left buttock down. Maybe bring your left hand to your left hip and keep that left buttock down. Don't trouble how far that leg opens, but keep the left buttock down. Those who want to go a little bit deeper, right toes, move towards the right ear. Oh, I can feel that. And I have the left buttock still on the mat. Maybe a little bit of shaking going on here. And then we'll bend that right knee nice and safely to bring it back to the center. Back to the hamstring stretch. Toes to the nose on the top leg. Toes to the ceiling on the left leg. Now all you're going to do is change hands on the belt. So your left hand is on the belt. And we're going to roll over to the left. Most of you know this practice. So really focus on what's happening. We're going into the glutes now. So the right shoulder draws down towards the mat, sort of spinal rotation, and we're into those right glutes. The left leg may twist a little bit, that's absolutely fine. We want that right buttock to lift off the mat to get the spinal rotation. If you want, you can take your gaze to the right fingers, and easy breathing. And then a soft bend of that right knee will bring your leg back to the center and back to that original hamstring stretch. So these stretches are great for those people who have back issues because the back is not involved in the hamstring stretches, as would be forward bends. Okay, we're going to just remove the belt, bring the right knee into the chest, and give it a squeeze again. And as we stretch it long on the mat, I'm hoping that that leg is a little bit longer than the left. So again, full awareness of what is happening when we do these postures. Feet flat onto the mat. The left leg rises. Belt around the ball of the foot. The right leg stretches. Toes to the nose, left foot. Toes to the ceiling, right foot. Remember, we don't want a bent knee. We won't get into the hamstring with a bent knee, so take it further away if it's bent. You can stay straight, bring it closer, your choices. Find what your body wants you to do. Nice, easy breathing. We're going to take this left leg out to the left, take an inhale and exhale out to the left. We're going to keep that right buttock down, maybe place our hand on the right hip to keep that right buttock down. Again, no judgment or criticism of yourself in your yoga practice. If you want to go a little bit deeper, draw the left toes towards the direction of the left ear. Ooh. Breathe. Then the subtle bend of that left knee will bring you back to the center. Hamstring stretch, toes. Breathe. Change the hand on the belt to the right hand on the belt, and over we go to the left, right. Over to the right, we want that left buttock to lift. Watch it lift. Feel the stretch in the glutes. spinal rotation. That right leg may twist a little bit towards the right. That's absolutely fine. And you can gaze to the left if you want to. The subtle bend of the knee brings you back to the safe hamstring stretching position. Remove the belt. Draw the left knee into the chest. Give it a squeeze. And hopefully your legs are now equal. So just check out that they're now nice and equal. Bring your feet flat to the mat. Keep your feet together, your knees together. You're seated in a chair, just twist in your chair. Open your arms nice and wide. Just rock the knees to the right. Nice, easy breathing. Some of you may want to take the top leg long and straight. And then we'll come back to the center, rolling over to the left. Rock both knees down. Find that spinal rotation. And again, some of you may want to take the top leg straight. And then we come back to the center. Both feet flat onto the mat. Knees into chest. And that lovely rock and roll. Okay, still laying on our backs. We're going to go into the hips. So feet flat. Right leg rises to the ceiling. If you're seated in a chair, just cross your legs in this manner and sit with that position. You want to go deeper? You've created a triangle. Your right hand through the triangle, lift up the left leg and draw your hands behind the left thigh and draw it. So you're going to feel it in the hamstrings, in the glutes. And again, we can still go deeper if you want to. Hands in front of the kneecap, just below the knee. Flex that top foot, so toes pointing upwards, just to protect that knee a little bit. So just being fully aware of where you're feeling these stretches. Just similar to our yin practice, we're just checking out where we're feeling these stretches. So we're not wondering what we're going to cook for dinner tonight or what we're going to do this afternoon. We're focused on the body and what's happening now in this moment. And then bring the left foot down and we'll change sides. So a left leg long enough. Cross over the knee, you can stay here, great posture, or go deeper through the triangle around the back of the thigh and draw in. That might be your max. Or in front of the kneecap, just below it. Find a deeper stretch. And again, your awareness can check out which side of the body is more acceptable to this position. Breathe. And then the right foot comes down and the left foot comes down. So you're going to walk your right foot to the edge of your yoga mat and walk your left foot to the edge of your yoga mat. So your knees are wide apart. Your arms are going to open as if you're on a cross. And all we're going to do is drop both knees to the right. So internal and external hip rotation at the same time. Back to the center and over to the left. Going to get a nice stretch at the front of the right hip. Over to the right, get a nice stretch at the front of the left hip. And then one more time, just really working into the hips, and then come back to the center. I just love to stretch. I think stretching is probably one of the nicest things you can honor your body with. Okay, knees into chest, hands down by the side of the body. Let's take both legs up to the ceiling, toes to nose, heels to ceiling. Hands can be on the back of the thighs if your hamstrings are shouting at you. Nice easy breathing. Arms can come right up over your head and lay that back of the hands down onto the mat behind you. All of these are options. You can keep your arms down. Now focus on your abdominals. Let's draw that navel softly back towards the spine. Bring the hands down by the side of your body. And let's open the legs nice and wide. Let's go into the adductors. So right into the inside of the thigh stretch. You can hold on to the legs if you want to. You can hold on to your toes if you want to. Breathe. And then slowly we'll draw those legs back together. Right foot flat onto the mat, left foot flat onto the mat. We're simply going to roll over to the right and then slowly come into all fours. So hi guys. So that was quite a long, easy, I'm hoping cooling stretch. We're going to go into the spine now. Hands underneath shoulders, knees underneath hips. We know this one well. We're going to inhale the gaze up and the buttocks up. We have a back bend. On the exhale, rounding your back, we have a back stretch. I'm just going to carry on doing this for a few more breaths. Really getting into that spine. And let's do one more. Now we're going to move into our shoulders. So you're going to keep your buttocks quite high, but bring your elbows to the mat. You're going to keep those buttocks up in the air. This is also a back bend as well as a shoulder stretch. So if you have blocks, you may have a block underneath your forehead. We're going to take the arms nice and long, really long, forehead to the block or to the mat. You're just going to really feel that in the shoulders and in the back. Now, if you want to go a little bit deeper, just pop your fingertips onto the mat and lift up the wrist. Draw your navel to your spine. You've taken that option, release the hands. And then walk your hands back so you're coming into child posture. You're going to work into the groin now, so be careful you're not going to go too deep. Walk your hands back and open your knees wide. You can do this on your back if your knees are vulnerable for kneeling. The big toes are touching each other, and we're just going to settle down into a nice groin opener and release to the mat. So you can have blocks underneath your forehead if you want. If you know this posture well, take a long, deep inhale and exhale your heart down to the mat. Keep the arms long. Keep drawing the buttocks back towards the heels. And now very slowly, we're going to take a lateral twist stretch. So we're going to walk the hand all the way to the right. Keep walking until you find that stretch in the intercostals, and if you want to, bow your head. Walk your hands back to the center, wisdom posture. Settle into it for a few breaths. And then we'll take the same walk to the left. Head can be on a block or on the mat. And then very slowly back to the center, wisdom posture, and just ease into it. Walking your hands back, bring the knees together back into child, super long arm, down dog stretch, super long arms, onto your knees, tuck your toes, lift your knees, exhale, down facing dog. So your hamstrings have already been worked on, but you may want to walk your dog, you may want to swivel your hips, whatever feels nice to you is what you should be doing. You can do downward facing dog on the wall. So you can just have your hands on the wall and do downward facing dog on the wall. If your chair, yoga, have downward facing dog on the wall. I'm going to be here for a couple of breaths. If it's too much, bring your knees back down to the mat and take yourself into child posture. If you're happy to stay in downward facing dog, let's really work into what should be happening. Your head should be hanging in between your upper arms. Your heels do not need to touch the floor. If you have tight hamstrings, you may need to bend both knees. So we're just going to draw the navel back towards the spine. Uddiyana Bandha is known in yoga, just drawing that navel back. One more breath. And then knees to the mat. And we're going to come into a seated position. So Malcolm generally sits with long legs. He's not happy with crossed legs. So we're just going to have a nice straight spine and settle into a comfortable seated position. We'll let that breath settle a little bit. And then we're going to work into the shoulders, chest, the neck. So if you're seated in a chair, this is perfect practice for you. Straight spines. Interlock your fingers. Turn the palms away. Inhale the arms all the way up. And exhale down. So no fancy postures or exercises, just a pure, beautiful stretch of the body. No flows, we don't have to keep up with anybody. We can just be aware of our own bodies at home. Stretching. We take our cues from the animals of the world that all stretch. Our humans tend to sit in chairs. Animals, they stretch beautifully. All they ever do is stretch, eat and sleep. What a wonderful life. So one more. And then release. Hands on knees or hands on lap if you have straight legs. Soften the shoulders. So take your fingertips to your shoulders and draw the elbows together. Don't worry if they don't reach. Just big circles. Few more circles. in this direction. Nice one. And then we'll change the direction. So we'll bring the elbows together. We just take the elbows back this time. I often get clicking, which is just little air bubbles in the synovial fluid. It generally passes, as long as it comes without pain. And then wobble. And then release again. See how we're feeling. We're building some strength in the shoulders by those long pulls in downward facing dogs as well. So take your arms into your angel arms today rather than warriors. And just bring the elbows together. And then open your chest and draw the shoulder blades together. Exhale, close. Inhale, open. Exhale, close. Really expand that chest. Exhale, one more. Inhale, open. And exhale, close. And then bring the hands down to your lap or to your knees. Straight spine. So working to the neck, taking inhale and exhale over to your right. We want to really get this stretch in the neck. So try and have the chin in line with the shoulder. Coming back to the center, take an inhale and exhale, opposite direction. And again, chin in line with shoulder, just really so we can get into this neck muscles. Great big long word, abdominal plot or something. Back to the center, take an inhale and an exhale. The facelift time. First of all, we'll inhale, lift the gaze up, straight to the front of the neck. And then on the exhale, we'll take that down. Really feel what's happening in the back of the neck, right through the trapezius muscles, down into the rhomboids. And then come back to neutral. So face lift, we're going to take this bottom lip over the top lip when we lift our head up. Take an inhale, lift up, exhale, and then bottom lip over the top lip. Not very attractive, but oh my goodness, it works. Inhale back to the center and exhale, take your bow. And then coming back to your neutral position. So our next posture will be working into the sides of the waist. You may want to change the cross of your legs. I'm going to take the right arm all the way up to the ceiling and either leave this left hand on a brick or on the mat and stretch. If you're in a chair, quite easy to do these stretches. Inhale, lifts you up. And exhale, stretching. Inhale, lifts you up. And this time, maybe walk the hand a little bit further and exhale, stretch. So really feeling that stretch on the right side of the body, keeping both buttocks down on the mat. And then inhale all the way up and exhale down. The left arm rises. And we keep the hand flat on a brick or flat on the mat. And we stretch. Inhale back to the center. Are you okay, Helen? I can see you struggling with your laptop. Give me a thumbs up. Are you okay? No, you can't hear me. Check your mute button. Over we go. Inhale lifts you up. And we'll walk that other hand a little bit further away and stretch. Keep those buttocks down, Malcolm. And then inhale all the way up and exhale down. We're going to bring our arms behind us. And open up the chest again. Lift up the arms. And then release down. Inhale, lift. Keep that back straight. Exhale down. One more. Inhale, lift. And exhale down. We return to all fours. And from here, we're going to do some standing posture. So tuck your toes, lift your knees, exhale, down facing dog. So if you have time to have a downward facing dog on the wall, or just come to the front of your mat. Some of you may want to pop a few planks in. Often we like to have a few planks. So if it's not too hot in your home, let's just take a couple of planks. Remember, we push the heels away in our plank and we look to the mat. So everything is in line in the spine and the neck. Back to dog. Back to plank. All choices. You can be stood at the front of your mat waiting for us to arrive there. Back to dog. Back to plank. Let's check that your wrists are underneath your shoulders, that you're pushing your back heels away, that your navel is drawing to your spine. Back to dog. Have one more. Inhale to plank. Check. My shoulders are over my wrists. My heels are pushing away. My navel is drawing back towards the spine. I'm gazing at the mat. Exhale, dog. We're going to take a walk forward. Bend the knees. Inhale, rising up. And exhale back to a standing posture. A good work. So just going to do some nice standing stretches. So we're going to take our right foot in front of the left. Lift on the arms up. And then we'll go over to the right. A bit of a balance on this. Come back to the center. And bring the hands down. The left over the right. The arms up. And over to the left. Inhale back to the center. And exhale down. Separate your feet so they're underneath your hips. The right arm rises. We slide the left hand down that left thigh. Again, getting into this really lateral stretch. So try not to twist. Keep the hips facing forward. Inhale as the lift. And exhale down. Top arm, left arm up. And over. Really enjoying these stretches. And then come back to the center. So I'm going to do a full body one, which is Utkatasana. The feet are together, or they can be apart. Build up a bit of heat, so be careful. Back issues, you can have your arms in front. No back issue, arms up. Take an inhale and exhale, take a seat. So you want to have your knees bent, your tailbone going down towards the earth. And you lift up your chest. And easy breathing. Inhaling. Exhaling. Inhaling. Arms can be here as well. If it's all a bit too much, they can be here. On your hips, or they can be up. One more breath. Feel those quads. Full body workout, this one. Inhale, lift. And exhale down. Do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Draw the navel to the side. Tailbone down. Chest proud. Breathe. Then inhale up and exhale down. So take your right arm up and just give yourself a little pat on the back and maybe give a little bit more of a pat. Take your left arm up, give yourself a pat on the back, and maybe give a little bit of more of a pat. And then we'll release. Going to work into the arms, so soften the shoulders, strong arms now. And easy breathing. Turn the palms up to the ceiling. Draw the navel to the spine. Palms down. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, palms down. Inhale, palms up. Exhale, then up. Four more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Last one. Inhale. Exhale. Little circles. Little circles to the back. And little circles to the front. And to the back. And to the front. And then release. Feeling that in the shoulder. Okay, we're going to just do some balance posture now. We're going to go into the hips. I like to call it my pub flow. This is how men sit in the pub. So you men should be quite used to this posture. We're just going to bring our hands into prayer. And we're going to take our right foot across the left knee, as we did laying down. And now you're going to stick your butt out to the rear, balance posture. And once you have established your balance, you'll take your arms forward. Keep moving the butt back and the arms forward. Flex the foot that's above the knee. And then release. And then bring your hands into your prayer again. Bend your knees. Same posture. First find your balance. Once you've found your balance, butt back, arms forward, foot over the knees flexed, and deeply breathing, and then inhale back to the center. Okay, I'm going to do one more time. I'm going to watch. So I'm going to do one more time. So right foot over the left knee. Hand into prayer. Stretch the butt out at the back. Take the arms long at the front. Flex that front foot that's over the knee. Balance. Breathe. Bend the knee a little bit more, Vicky. Push the butt out a little bit more back. You got it. Keep that posture. Sally, wonderful. Bend the knee a little bit more. Push the butt out. That's it. You got it. Fantastic. Change sides. So the left knee, left foot over the right knee. Then standing leg. And in prayer, push the butt out at the back. Take the arms long in front, keep bending the knee to really get into these glutes. Hand into prayer. Good work. Take an inhale and exhale, release. Some of you are going to take a tree posture, which is very calming. I'm going to have a little partial tree posture. I'm going to keep my toe on the mat. Some of you may want to take it right up to the inner thigh. Hands into prayer. I just want to calm everything down in our tree posture. So the foot can be on the lower calf, or it can be in the upper thigh. Just breathe. You can have a chair to support the other arm if you want to, or a wall. Couple more breaths. Some beautiful trees I can see. Some little saplings like myself. I'm going to change sides and draw that left heel up to the right thigh, or have the toe on the mat, or have the foot on the lower part of the leg, and we breathe. Just really calming the breath, keeping balance and harmony in the body. Couple more breaths. And then slowly we'll release. So we're going to come back to the floor. We're going to find our belt. We're going to do some seated stretches on the floor. So inhale the arms all the way up. You can just sit on the floor if you've had enough. Bend the knees. Let's have a final extension. So bring your hands to your shins and lengthen, look forward. So have a nice final extension. And then we'll bend the knees. We'll come back into either a plank or just lay down on the mat. Knees down, belly down. Put your hands underneath your shoulders and draw your elbows in. And take a cobra stretch, so really working into the spine. Keep the pubic bone down, exhale down. Elbows in. Working into the spine, nice little back bend. Exhale down. One more, inhale, lift. And exhale down. So you can repeat that 3 times if you want to, or go deeper. Take your hands off your mat, make sure you're not going to slip. Take them wide. Straighten the arms this time, but keep the pubic bone on the mat. Just deeper back bend, exhale down. Inhale, lift. Exhale down. And one more, inhale, lift. And exhale down. Hands underneath the shoulders, rising up through that cobra again, onto the knees, child posture. And then slowly we'll come up into a seated position, spreading your belts. Dandasana, so toes to the ceiling, shoulders back and down, navel drawing to the spine, hands can be by your hips or behind you to lengthen through the spine. Finding your belts. We're going to keep this spine quite, sorry, I'm talking to the TV because I can see you better on the TV. We're going to keep this spine really straight. We're going to take the left foot in and have that tree posture again. Now, if it's not appropriate for you, you can throw that leg out and just forget about it completely. Going to take the belt around that ball of the right foot. And we're going to keep the spines long. We're going to lengthen up, and on the exhale, just draw the chest forward, but keep the spine long. Now, you can walk down the belt if you want to. And you can flex the foot, and you can even bring your hands to the toes. What we want is a straight spine, not a rounded spine. So don't bow your head. Keep your head forward, which keeps the spine straight. Take an inhale, we're into hamstrings and hips here. Exhale, drawing the chest towards the thighs, but keeping the spine straight. Take a long, deep inhale. And exhale will take you deeper. So once I bow my head, if I do that, I pull on this lower back. And I don't want to do that. I want to keep my spine straight. Draw the chest down towards the thigh. And if you can keep your spine straight and have your knee on your nose, on your knee on your shin, that's fine. The spine needs to be straight. 2 more breaths. And then we're simply going to rise up and change sides. So long legs. And again, feeling for any, you can throw the leg out if you want to. Belt around the ball of the left foot. We lengthen. We may only be here. And exhale. Doesn't matter where you are. You want to get right into these hamstrings of the left leg. Inhale is the lift. And exhale, chest towards the thigh. One side is always very different to the other. Inhale. Exhale takes you deeper. One more inhale. And exhale takes you deeper. Easy breathing. Keeping these backs nice and long and straight. And then slowly we come back to the center. Bring the knee in. And then both legs long. Tight hamstrings, you may want to have your knees bent. No tight hamstrings. Belt around both feet. Inhale is the length. Through the spine, exhale. Paschimottanasana. Drawing the belly, pressing the belly onto the thighs if we can. Working with the digestion in this posture. Take an inhale, exhale, takes you deeper. Keep that spine nice and long. Bend your knees if you need to. Bend them a lot if you have back issues. Take another long, deep inhale. And exhale, takes you deeper. And then slowly hands on to the mat, we rise up. Bring your hands behind you now. Keep your legs long and straight. Lift up the heart for a tiny little back bend. And then we're just going to return back to the mat now. Remove your belts. We no longer require them. We're winding down now. So we're going to come back onto your mat. Feet flat onto the mat. Draw your right knee into your chest. And stretch your left leg long. Take your right leg to the ceiling. Some of you may want to hold on to that right big toe. Some of you may want to hold on to the back of the thigh. Whatever feels good. And then bring your feet flat to the mat. Knees into chest and a rock and a roll. Feet flat. Left knee into chest. Stretch the left leg up, holding onto the back of the thigh. Right leg is long. And maybe hold on to the leg or hold on to the toe. Nice, easy breathing. And then slowly knees into chest. Bring your feet down. Just moving into the postures we began with. Take your right foot to the edge of the mat. Take your left foot to the edge of the mat. Your knees are wide apart. Your arms are nice and wide. Drop the knees to the right. Back to the center. Drop the knees to the left. Back to the center, to the right. Back to the center, to the left. Coming back, both feet and knees together. Bring your knees into your chest, your final lovely little knee hug. If you want and your neck allows you to, lift up your head and take your nose between your knees. Release the head down. Release the feet down. Feel happy to have the feet flat, that's good. Or stretch the legs long in Shavasana. Turn the palms to the ceiling and settle the whole body down. So think about all the stretching that you've carried out in your practice today. And just think, where did you find your limitations? Where did you find your challenges? And then think about all the wonderful stretches that you managed so easily. Now start to soften the whole of the body. Be aware of the pressure point at the back of your head if you're laying down. If you're seated in a chair, you can do your seated meditation posture. You start with the shoulders, the back of the neck, upper arms, elbows, wrists, hands and fingers all soften. Whole of the spine, releasing and letting go. Buttocks, back of the leg, bring your awareness to the front of the body, chest rising and falling, belly rising and falling with your breath. Groins, right and left, soften. Front of the legs, knees, ankles, feet all relaxed. Bring the awareness to your beautiful faces. There is only one of you. You are absolutely unique. You're aware of the space between your eyebrows. Nostrils, inhaling and exhaling. Mouth, mouth just softening. And the jaw relaxing. The whole of the body. Whole of the body. Just relaxing. Now just bring your awareness back to your beautiful breath that's helped you through your practice.